2, 1. The Fight by the Protomen.
Okay, The Fight, it's slow at first, it's a little repetitive and boring, but then this groove goes and really gets you. I mean, it sounds like Heart and Bon Jovi started a cover band at first, but the middle build-up is great, the vocals at the end are cool. It's a good song.
Can we do a hot take on that bell?
You are welcome. You are now the CIO of searching for one on YouTube that works better.
The Fight by the Protomen does start off a little slow, very 80s, very kind of synth wavy, very just like Ronnie said there in the middle, except you can't understand what the backing vocals are doing in there. A little bit of a guitar riff, guitar solo, Kenny Loggins, you could suck it. This kills it. I love it.
I feel like the Protomen have made a few versions of the same duet. And like my colleague said, the first couple minutes were less inspired, to the point where the drum fill at 2 minutes and 20 seconds stood out because it was something new. It had a rocking end, but it took way too long to get there.
Very 80s. It was enjoyable. I got a little confused with when the main vocals were going on that second verse, and then you had the second vocal track, like I don't know if it was a chick or whatever singing, which is why I said just like Ronnie said, like in that background. But then they end on the fight, and then you have the build up to like you want that build up to explode almost, and you feel like it's going to explode, and they just hold it off, and they hold it off, and they hold it off more than I think it's Night Ranger, the dun 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 dun. You know what I'm talking about, that song?
Mm-hmm.
Motorin! You know that song? It's like that build-up took forever. Yeah. So this build-up took forever, but the payoff was fantastic. I liked it. Thumbs up. Hell yeah.
I felt disappointed by it. I really love the Protomen, and it's a cool song. But I guess I expect more from them, especially coming off of the Act 2 album.
You know, if I were to be listening to this song, like if this showed up on my YouTube feed, and I think we all said the same thing, like the first couple minutes are a little boring. I just wonder how many people would be like, okay, next, you know.
Yeah.
And
I don't think it was boring.
Yeah, well, slow. Like it's like nothing happened for the first couple minutes.
I vote with John on boring.
And I think this is my third time listening to it, and I was trying to distinguish, like, okay, when does that happen? When does it start being like going from like to like yeah?
I think maybe if they had focused more on the keyboards and a stronger keyboard hook rather than kind of the repetitive guitar. I don't even remember what the guitar riff was, but it just kind of felt like repetitive copy and paste. But maybe a stronger keyboard hook would have cemented the song in my memory a little bit better and kept me engaged more.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't really remember the very beginning. I remember it being not as fast, but I remember that whole like second verse all the way up into that solo. I do remember that.
If we were producing the song, I would be like, we got to do something just out of the ordinary in the beginning.
Anthony, I think you would agree. We know they can write hooks. They have a song called Hope Rides Alone, and like the first riff is just, I mean, it grabs you right away. They can write hooks.
Okay. I agree.
They didn't do it here.
Something else I want to kind of bring up is I know we've talked, James, in the past regarding how the guy that produced Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell, produced their the Protomen's second album.
Yeah.
And it's weird because in the first verse where he's singing, he doesn't sound the same as he usually does. And then when you get to the second verse, you really hear that like the meatloaf coming out of him, not like like I'm puking meatloaf, but you know, like actual like the sound of like what Meatloaf's sounded like the singer. It's kind of
very like operatic, epic. You know, they have been singing about this super generic city for so long now. What is going on with this poor city? nuke it or revitalize it, gentrify it, do something to this damn city, Protomen.
Yeah, it's a big city, you know.
City planning. They've got a lot on their plate, you know.
They're a little busy.
A lot of things to consider.
We're introducing music that people aren't really seeking out. 1 in 1,000 people may know who the Protomen are. They clearly have a following. It's probably more of a cult following. It's probably people that still wear diapers. I mean, I don't know. Just it's an oddity.
I didn't get that.
It's an odd.
Like the
what
elderly?
I'm saying is like guys that are sitting in their basements playing World of Warcraft go see this.
Oh, those kind of diaper guys.
Things like that. Yeah. Not saying like you have like 1-year-olds going to see the Protomen.
I was thinking the nursing home. Hey Edna, have you heard?
I'm saying like
Protomen?
Nerds are the people that the big nerds, and we're pretty big nerds. I mean, you're a Trekkie. I love Star Wars, things like that.
We all wear diapers.
Yeah.
Okay, so Anthony, what say you?
I say this would definitely go on a playlist. It's got a little bit of everything in there for the synthwave, the 80s, that 80s kind of sound. It makes me think of Top Gun, Danger Zone a lot. Like if I would make another movie to rival Top Gun and use this as my theme song. Not the beginning, though.
You cut to 2 minutes and 7 seconds with that drum fill. Okay. What do you think, John?
I give it a thumbs up. It's an interesting enough song that I think it's worth another listen. Might not like it at first, but it's musically it's cool. It's worth checking out.
Well, then my vote doesn't count because honestly, I would say no. I think if we want to introduce someone to the Protomen, you pop in Hope Rides Alone or any track from Act 1, sorry, and I think it would far eclipse.
Looking at my screen right now, you're in the middle, and if I went like this, I should be hitting you. I should be hitting you.
Well, to be clear, I love the Protomen. I just don't think this is the best introduction to the Protomen.
This is the safest you've ever been for me right now.
Yeah, fair enough. And again, I want to emphasize, I love this band, but you know, I wasn't feeling.
But you're judging it against all their other epic songs, is what
I am,
it is.
And I reserve the right to do so.
Judgy McJudgerson
as a fan,
over there. You know what I have to say to that?
What's that?
Thank you, John.